I'm gonna like strongman the people that might not be interested in these kinds of things, because I honestly can understand it. Like, I remember back in the day, like you were listening to podcasts, and I was kind of like, that just doesn't seem interesting. That seems boring. I don't want to spend an hour and a half listening to someone talk. For some reason, like, it just didn't impact me or didn't inspire me, or like, I grew up with my dad and family. My dad doesn't read books. He watches comedy movies and action movies. And, that was kind of like nothing against either one of those things. But this whole world of like knowledge gaining in this way of like, I'm going to go read a book for leisure. I'm going to go listen to a podcast for leisure. I'm going to go watch a documentary for leisure. Those things were all like new to me. Like, how can that be leisurely? That sounds like a lot of work. But it seems like, I don't know, once you kind of like, get out of that. Once you hit I don't even know what, it's like you open up the door just wide enough to see that learning actually is quite interesting. But maybe, I guess I'll say again, like, some people might not have the same level of interest in these types of maybe abstract topics, like intellect being the personality trait that sometimes dictates that. But it's like, I can totally see how some people, like I've ran into some people who are like, oh, cool, good work on the pod. I'll probably never listen because I don't like podcasts. I don't listen to podcasts. Or people who just don't have that same kind of thirst for knowledge. But, maybe someone listening might not know they have that thirst until they really start diving. Like, you kind of have to be disciplined maybe in the beginning. Or do you think it's true curiosity spark for, I guess it's hard to say. Everyone's different.
Combination. Everyone's different. You mentioned the psychological factor, which is big. I mean, it's the openness dimension, one of the big 5 personality traits, at least for that type of model. And then in that, it's the intellect dimension, which is interest in abstract ideas. And what is your percentile?
I think I'm like 94 or something.
Yeah, I'm like 98.
Yeah,
same thing, effectively speaking. Accounting for error, but the point is highly interested.
Yeah.
So if you're not highly interested, I mean, fair enough. But there's a good chance there's something within the realm of learning that you could get hooked on. I guess would be part of the point. So maybe you're not, oh my word, Joe Rogan just had on another, astrophysicist. I need to listen. Fair enough. I get it. But like, you could be like, man, I just love health-based practical advice on nutrition and health and stuff. I've been really into that lately. Oh, I'm going to go listen to, Andrew Huberman, which, by the way, he just went on Joe Rogan like yesterday, so just came out.
Did you check it yet?
Yeah, I was listening to it for got like an hour in today.
Nice.
While moving brick. It's fun stuff. And it was so funny. Huberman's he does this cold plunge protocol, but he does like 10 minutes at like 55 degrees, like his cold plunge, like 10 to 20 minutes. And Joe Rogan was just ripping him a new one because Joe does 34 degrees.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because 34 degrees is way harder than 50. Like it's night and day, the difference between 55 degrees and 34 degrees.
Yeah.
Even with the added time, it's just night and day. But
probably.
But the reason Huberman does it is because he's following a specific study that had a specific effect on dopamine and yada, yada, yada. But it was so funny to hear Joe Rogan just come at him. It's so good.
It's pretty great.
But back to the point. Yeah, maybe that's your thing. And then, you can dive into that rabbit hole, and it's so useful because you have access to an expert that can talk about it in an articulate way while you're doing laundry. Like, come on. That's pretty It's pretty cool.
It's like back in the day when the printing press just came out, it seemed like books were only for the wealthy. Books and knowledge and learning
Uber wealthy
was like, if you're in the top 1% or less, you're going to have access to this revolutionary, life-changing information. And it's like, now there's millions of podcasts putting content out daily. There's millions of books or more. And it's like, I just think sometimes people take it for granted, or they don't realize the situation they're in and how, like, wow, if you want to learn something, you have the fastest way to ever learn it possible, which is ChatGPT, it seems like, on a lot of topics. But maybe people just maybe some people just never fully be as interested, but I guess I can see why they wouldn't be, but I want to challenge them to like listen to 15 minutes of Peterson, Rogan, Williamson, anyone, 15 minutes a day maybe, or like I dare you to try and then not get interested. But maybe I'm just selling a pill that I'm giving people the red pill. Oh, he shouldn't listen to Peterson or Rogan. You know, they're gonna become biased, and you know, it's like, I doubt it. But
yeah, no, I hear you.
But well,
I don't have too much more.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I was gonna say like a couple real quick things. Like Peterson has a book list.
Oh, yes.
Highly recommend. I mean, if we're gonna talk about transformative things in my younger years, not that I'm that bloody old, although it won't be long. His book list is just so good.
Yeah, it is.
And there's a couple in there that are just as dark as they come. So, you know, tread with caution. Is that tread lightly? I guess. Anyway, the point is be careful, but it's good. It's good stuff. So, highly recommend.
It's life changing.
Ooh, that's true. No, it is. It definitely is. Changed me. That's for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess a good place to stop is here, which is, well, whatever topic you might be interested in, you can learn it so quickly. And in my opinion, podcasts and audiobooks could be one of the best ways. Podcasts may be great for a beginner because it's like a conversation. You know, conversations are pretty easy to follow. You follow conversations when you're talking with your friends. It's like, it's way less deep than a book, but the amount that you might be able to learn, it's like, and 3-hour podcast, that's a lot of time. It's like, well, not really if you think about it. You do have a lot of extra time. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, if that's all you have or all you want to allocate. You know, you'll shred it in like a week or two. And so it's like,
or we could just go look at your average TikTok usage per day.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's do some math, shall we?
Yeah, we should.
So